Welcome to Hollywood Actions. In this video, we're going to explore 10 cult horror movies that did things very differently. These films didn't just rely on jump scares or typical monsters. Instead, they experimented with storytelling, visuals, and psychological tension to create something truly unforgettable. Over time, these movies developed loyal fan bases and became legendary among horror lovers. Now let's dive in. 1. The Cabin in the Woods, 2012. At first glance, The Cabin in the Woods looks like a typical horror movie about teenagers visiting a remote cabin. But the film quickly turns expectations upside down. Written by Joss Whedon and directed by Drew Goddard, the movie cleverly plays with horror cliches while revealing a shocking secret behind the events. The story mixes dark humor, science fiction, and traditional horror elements. Instead of simply scaring the audience, the film analyzes the entire horror genre itself. This bold and creative storytelling made it stand out from other horror movies and helped it earn cult status among fans who appreciate clever twists and genre experimentation. 2. Donnie Darko, 2001. Although often described as a psychological thriller, Donnie Darko contains many horror elements that make it unforgettable. Directed by Richard Kelly, the film tells the strange story of a troubled teenager who begins seeing a mysterious figure in a disturbing rabbit costume. Played by Jake Gyllenhaal, Donnie struggles with visions about time travel and the end of the world. What makes this movie different is its complex narrative and surreal imagery. Instead of straightforward scares, it creates unease through philosophical themes, alternate timelines, and emotional depth. Over the years, the film has gained a devoted fan base that continues to analyze its mysterious plot. 3. Eraserhead, 1977. When people talk about strange and experimental horror films, Eraserhead is always mentioned. Directed by the visionary filmmaker David Lynch, the movie is more like a disturbing dream than a traditional story. The film follows a quiet man named Henry who lives in a bleak industrial world and becomes the father of a strange, deformed baby. The movie's black and white visuals, eerie sound design, and bizarre imagery create a deeply unsettling atmosphere. Instead of explaining everything, the film leaves many questions unanswered. This mysterious style makes Eraserhead feel unique and unforgettable, turning it into one of the most famous cult horror films in cinematic history. 4. The Witch, 2015. Also known as The Witch, this film by director Robert Eggers brought a fresh and historical approach to horror. Set in 17th century New England, the story follows a deeply religious family who begins experiencing terrifying events after moving near a dark forest. Instead of relying on sudden scares, the movie builds tension slowly through atmosphere and psychological conflict. The realistic dialogue and historical details make the story feel authentic. Actress Anya Taylor-Joy delivers a powerful performance that helped launch her career. The film's haunting visuals and slow-burn storytelling created a unique horror experience that many viewers consider a modern cult classic. 5. Hereditary, 2018. Directed by Ari Aster, Hereditary shocked audiences with its emotional intensity and disturbing imagery. The story focuses on a grieving family whose lives begin to unravel after the death of their secretive grandmother. Actress Toni Collette delivers an unforgettable performance as a mother struggling with trauma and supernatural forces. What makes the film different is how it combines family drama with supernatural horror. The story feels deeply personal while gradually building toward a terrifying conclusion. Instead of relying on cheap scares, the movie creates fear through emotional tension and shocking revelations, making it one of the most talked about horror films of recent years. 6. The Babadook 2014. Australian director Jennifer Kent created something truly unique with The Babadook. The film tells the story of a widowed mother and her troubled young son who become haunted by a mysterious creature from a strange children's book. While it appears to be a monster movie, the film actually explores themes of grief, depression, and motherhood. Actress Essie Davis delivers a powerful performance that captures the emotional weight of the story. The creature itself becomes a symbol of suppressed trauma. This psychological depth, combined with chilling atmosphere, helped the film gain a strong cult following among horror fans and critics alike. 7. It Follows 2014. It Follows, directed by David Robert Mitchell, introduced one of the most unusual horror concepts in modern cinema. The film follows a teenage girl who becomes the target of a supernatural entity that slowly walks toward its victim. The terrifying part is that the creature can appear as anyone, making every person around the protagonist a potential threat. The film's slow pacing and dreamlike atmosphere create constant tension. Instead of fast action, the horror comes from the unstoppable nature of the threat. This creative concept and haunting soundtrack made the movie stand out and quickly gain cult status among horror enthusiasts. 8. Midsommar 2019. Another film by director Ari Aster, Midsommar offers a completely different type of horror experience. Instead of darkness and shadows, the movie takes place mostly in bright daylight during a strange Swedish festival. The story follows a group of friends who travel to a remote village and slowly realize they are part of a disturbing ritual. Actress Florence Pugh delivers a powerful performance as a woman dealing with personal tragedy. The film's beautiful cinematography contrasts with its disturbing events, creating an unsettling atmosphere. This unusual style helped Midsommar become one of the most visually unique cult horror films in recent years. 9. The Rocky Horror Picture Show, 1975. While not a traditional horror movie, The Rocky Horror Picture Show is one of the most beloved cult films of all time. Directed by Jim Sharman and starring Tim Curry, the film blends horror, science fiction, comedy, and musical elements. The story follows a young couple who stumble upon a bizarre castle filled with eccentric characters. What truly makes the film special is its interactive fan culture. Audiences often dress up, sing along, and participate during screenings. This unique relationship between the film and its fans helped it achieve legendary cult status that continues decades after its release. 10. The Blair Witch Project, 1999. One of the most influential horror films ever made. The Blair Witch Project changed the genre forever. Instead of traditional cinematography, the film used a found footage style that made the story feel incredibly real. Directed by Daniel Myrick and Eduardo Sanchez, the movie follows three student filmmakers who disappear while investigating a local legend in the woods. What made the film different was its minimal budget and the decision to never show the monster directly. The tension comes entirely from atmosphere, fear of the unknown, and the characters' emotional breakdowns. This unique approach helped the film become a massive cultural phenomenon and a true cult classic. Those were 10 cult horror movies that dared to be different and changed the way audiences experience fear on screen. Each of these films experimented with storytelling, atmosphere, or visual style, proving that horror could be creative, artistic, and deeply thought-provoking. If you're a true horror fan, these movies are definitely worth watching at least once. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video with your friends so they can discover these incredible cult horror films too. Let us know in the comments which one is your favorite or if there's another cult horror movie we should talk about next. Thanks for watching.